Hi, my name is Michael, and today I'll show you how to price a tender that you're going to respond to. You have already identified the tender and accepted the conditions. So when you log in, there's two ways of finding it. One is in My Request for Tenders under Ongoing or Invitations, or directly down in My Request for Tenders. In this case, I'll just click on my Ongoing. I'll find the tender that has my interest and I'm going to work on. In this case, the shelter upgrade. Takes me straight into the response page for that specific tender. I can see how much time I have left, and I can also see that I have already answered 11 of 11 questions in the technical part in the envelope 1, which gives me 66% complete. I can also see there's no questions in envelope 2, however there's 12 items that needs to be priced. I go in and click Price Online. Takes me straight into the response page and the bidding, and here you will be able to see a description and comment. You can see a heading for foundation works, and you can then see each of the 4 items under that specific heading A that requires me putting in the quote. In this case, I'm just going to put in some numbers. The system automatically calculates the total, which is of course based on the quantity and the price you put into the area. And as we move down, you can see how the prices went up. And the same goes down as you move down to the other section, in this case construction work. Should you wish to finish or come back and price later, it's not a problem. You simply click Save, and it has now saved the prices into a draft function. You can see the current total price, and I say back. Has there been any changes made since the last save? No, it hasn't. So we go back, and you can now see the progress bar has moved. You can see I have put in 6 of the required 12 prices, and when I come back, I will simply go in and price online again. So in this case, I'll go back into my price list. I'll find where I have to continue, put in the relevant prices, and if there is some prices here that has no relevance to me, I can either put in a 0, or I can click on one of these 3 little round indicators, and the indicators are S, I, and E. So when it's set default, the first set quote on this row, you put in a price. If you're not going to put in a price in that specific row because it's part of a total price in another row, you simply tick it to I, which is the middle section, or you put in an E, exclude from this proposal, because you don't require to put in a price there and you're not charging for it. So in this case, we will simply say we're not going to charge for this one, which means immediately it gets grayed out and we cannot put in a price. The same goes for installation and commission, and there's no daily labor. However, we know there is a tax fee for the government, so we enter that. We now save again, and when we are happy with all the prices we have put in, we click back, say OK to save it, and we have now 100%. We are now ready to submit our response. I click on Submit Response. It asks for my username and my password. This is a security so that nobody can actually enter any bids on your behalf, and you click Send. Response successfully has been sent to the buyer. Close the window. The page upgrades, and you can now see that the response has been submitted. You can still see how much time there's left. Because this is an electronic bidding system, you are able to at any given moment go in and change your questions or your prices. You can also withdraw your response, or you can submit a new response if you have made any changes. You can keep submitting responses until the deadline has been reached, and it's only the last submitted response that's available for the buyer. If you want to have a view of your response, you can simply click the response print button. Here you can see the total of your pricing, you can see the answers you did, and you can see what you have attached to the answer. You can of course go and see the details of the bill of quantity. You simply click on it and it will open up a new pop-up that tells you what was the price you quoted for one and what would the total price be, and you can see who in your company did the pricing and at what specific time. So you can always print this out and use as a guide, have it in your folder, or use it if you need to come back and make some changes. So if we go back, if you want to make a change to the question, you simply go in and change the question and save it again. Exit. And the same for the price. You go into price online and says, well, I've just been told that the price we have been giving for the roof is a wrong price. It's actually cheaper than we thought. So I enter new price, it updates the total for that specific line, and I go down and save, and it has now also updated my total price. Then I go back and I simply submit the new response. As you can see, before it was 11:51. I put in my username and my password, click send, close the window, it updates the response page, and you can now see it's no longer 51 but 11:53. Thank you very much.